Sorry, that was weird. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are doing very, very well. Thank you for joining another live stream. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday afternoon. I know I am. I just want to come on here, hop again. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this at least twice a week. Just come on here, talk to you guys, answer your questions, and just have a good old time. But we're going to get this going for about an hour, and then I'm probably going to head out. I see Brian Hernandez in here. Hello, Jaren. Hello, Brian. What's up? Thank you for joining. Luigi is back. What's up, Jaren? Dimension Scott, good to see you in here. Nothing much. Yeah, nothing much. Just enjoying my Sunday afternoon off of work and all that stuff. I'm ready to get back into it. And just answer your questions, talk, and have a conversation, whatever you guys want to do. You drive the conversation, just ask me the questions or mention whatever you want to, and we'll go from there. Keegan V, what's up, my friend? Thank you, brother, for joining. Congratulations on the baptism today. That's such a big thing. I'm super proud of you and happy that you were able to do that. Just a great thing for you, and it's really cool to see. I wish I would have been there, like I said, but I'm still proud of you nonetheless. But how are you guys doing? How is your day so far? What has been some of the highlights of your week? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to the next week? Is there any movies you're going to go see next week? In the Heights comes out next Friday. Big deal. I get to see it on Tuesday, so I'll have a review for that this week or next week. So initially I plan to do a ranking of the Conjuring universe. That's going to be pushed or scrapped for right now, at least, just because last night there was bad weather. Our power was out a ton. I just didn't have a lot of time to actually record the video and post it. And so that is going to be scrapped for now, but don't worry, there's still going to be a lot of great content coming next week. I'm kicking off my Harry Potter series next week. We're going to do Loki live streams and recap Superman and Lois in the Heights next week. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming your way. There's more people in here. First, let me answer this question. Luigi said, are you excited for the Lego Batman movie 2 next year? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what comes from it. There hasn't been many details of it thus far. I actually don't even know if it's still in production or what the process is right now, like where they're in the process, because they've been kind of silent, but I hope it's good. The first one was a decent surprise. So yeah, Dominic Talks Movies is in here. Everybody, he's so close to 500 subscribers, so if you haven't yet, make sure to head over to his channel, hit subscribe. He's got some great stuff. He's been posting a lot more recently, and his stuff just continues to get better. Yo, what's up, Jaren? Thanks for stopping by my stream earlier. Of course, my friend. Gotta support a brother, and it was fun hearing you answer questions. I just love live streams, and I like the format of just being able to talk to the community and just carry a conversation. It's fun. Priam is in here. Thank you so much for joining. Are you going to watch Logan vs. Mayweather? I paid pay-per-view for the last Jake Paul fight. I shouldn't have, because it was a terrible event. Like, I got a refund because of how bad it was, even though I enjoyed what I was able to see. Pretty much I had to watch the highlights afterwards. So I'm not gonna go through paying for pay-per-view today, especially with the stakes and the rules set in place. Like, there's not gonna be a set winner. Like, nobody is gonna win. There's no judges. It's just an exhibition match, and it's pretty much, I guess the winner is whoever KOs the other one. But it's just a fight that I hope Logan wins. I really do. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I will forever root for I'll forever root for the Paul brothers trying to make a name for themselves in somewhere other than just YouTube. And I hate the fact that people just look down on them and they're like, you can't do this because you're just a bunch of YouTubers. Let me just ask this. Has anyone ever told you that you can't do something? If so, how does that make you feel? So I like the fact that they're stepping up, trying to show everybody and just do what they want to do. And so I hope that he wins, because, I mean, he's got nothing to lose, and this is just a match that's, I don't know, it's just for fun, really. It's for everyone to have a good show to watch. So the outcome isn't that important, but yeah, I hope to see Logan win. I think that'd be kind of funny. It'd make a lot of people cry. I'm so glad you're enjoying the Harry Potter movie so far. How would you rank the 3 you've seen so far, or keep it secretive for the final ranking? No, I think I'm fine with ranking it right now, because just I've got so many left to watch, and I'm sure my opinions might change quite a bit, especially compared to where these 3 sit. Right now, I'd say Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite. Then I would say Chamber of Secrets is right behind it. I think it's very similar to the first one. It's just it doesn't have to worry so much about build up, so it's got more just meat on the bones of adventure and things that they can explore without having to develop all the characters in the world. So Prisoner of Azkaban, Chamber of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone. I like them all three so far a lot, way more than I ever thought I would. Um, for the longest time, I wasn't allowed to watch the Harry Potter movies just because of our faith and stuff, and how some of my family views like sorcery and all that stuff. Even though to me it was like, I actually honestly was never really interested in them. I wasn't intrigued, and I didn't really care whether or not I watched them. But recently, it's just been something that is like I've built curiosity about it, and I'm glad I'm finally able to just sit down and watch them. And so far, I'm having a good time. I'm curious if you guys are fans of the franchise besides Dominic. I know you love the movies. What is your favorite movie in the series? Because maybe I haven't even gotten to it yet. There's still quite a few to go through, and I'm excited about it. Are you excited for the Minecraft movie, though? I think it's going to be the next Lego movie. I think you asked me this in the last stream, and what I said was I'm not necessarily excited. I grew up playing the video game just a little bit, but it got old for me. I like Minecraft story mode and stuff like that. When I played Minecraft, I was more of like the creative mode to where I could just go in and build stuff. But it's never been something that's like been high up on my radar or something I consistently go back to. But that said, I hope it's good. I never want a movie to not be good. And if it can do what the Lego movie did, that could be pretty impressive. And I think that'd be cool if they pulled that off. The Lego movie, though, that's lightning in a bottle. I don't think anybody expected that to be as good as it was. I was thinking about ranking all the Conjuring movies, just 1, 2, and 3. That's a good idea. I guess I can tell you guys right now, just because I don't know if I'll be having a video for that to post, but I think my ranking of the Conjuring movies would be number 1, Conjuring 2, number 2, The Conjuring, and number 3, Conjuring 3. It was just a disappointment for me. There's still enough to enjoy about it, but at the same time, it just really disappointed me. Like, I think it could have been so much better. Hey man, I'm doing good. I just went to an amusement park. An amusement park, that's so cool. I need to go to one of those, especially now that it's summer and they're reopened. That would be so cool to do. Love roller coasters, all that stuff, water parks. What music park did you go to? I don't know your area or whatever. Is it like a really cool one or a smaller one? Just let me know. I don't know anyone that didn't expect the Lego movie to be good except aliens. No, I didn't expect it to be good. I know a lot of people who didn't expect it to be good. Legos, they're toys. So it's something I grew up playing with, but I never said, hey, I want to see a movie of that. But it was genius, and I think that Warner Brothers was the perfect studio to pull that off just because of all of their IP and all the different franchises and characters they have, and the fact that Lego is a company that sort of makes their money off their theme sets like Marvel, Harry Potter, the DC movies, especially Warner Brothers stuff. So the fact that they were able to incorporate all those characters in Lego form while also do like the human aspect of it to where you'd sort of withdraw out of the story and you see Will Ferrell and all that building the sets and all that. I think it's very cool the way that it was pieced together. It's, yeah, like I said, I really do think it's lightning in the bottle. I guess you're an alien? Maybe. I don't know. Toy Story was based on toys, and that's good. Yeah. I don't know if, again, I don't know if that's a thing that when it came out, people anticipated it to be great. Like, I don't know how many people were like, I want to see a movie where my toys come to life. But it took on the angle of growing up and dealing with growth and change and responsibility and how certain things can develop throughout your childhood years as well as adulting and getting older and stuff and being forgotten and all this stuff. It just incorporated all these adult themes that transcend just toys come to life. So that's why they work so well, is that not only kids have all these characters that they can like and they can buy their toys and play with, but then it also works for the parents that are taking them to the films because they're like, there's actually valuable life lessons here. And I think that works very well. Keegan, hey, what's poppin'? What's hot poppin', brother? Hope you're doing well. I just stuttered there. Man, I get thirsty in these streams because my mouth gets so dry and I stutter over my words all the time. But you guys seem to be willing to look past it, so I will be too. Zane Winder, hello, bro. Mr. Stockton in the flesh. Hope you're doing well. That's So Hollywood. Sup, dude? That's So Hollywood. Have I ever seen you before? What is this? A new channel? Let's see who. I guess that profile picture looks pretty cool. No, I'm just playing. How's it going, Colin? I'm guessing you're the one behind the profile today. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. I really think it's funny how some people thought the Lego movie was going to be bad while Toy Story did great, so they shouldn't have been that skeptical. I don't know. Like, I'd be curious to see the box office numbers for Toy Story because then again, I'm not really sure it did all that well. How well did Toy Story do in theaters? So it was the highest grossing film during its open weekend, grossing over 373 million worldwide. So that's crazy. I guess, yeah, I guess it's like we're gonna take our kids to this because you can't go wrong with toys going to life. But I still think it like surpassed everyone's expectations. What's the TV show coming out that you're most excited for, dude? Loki. I just got the first 2 episodes of the series to watch, to sit down and watch early. I'll have live streams as those episodes go up and before, just to answer questions, interact with you guys, and watch, like do a live reaction, but also I'll have like spoiler reviews afterwards. But I'm so excited for Loki. I've said this for a while. I think this is the one that Disney is putting all their time and attention to detail in that it's probably going to be the best mix of both Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, and I think it's going to surprise us all. I would not be surprised if this is the best Marvel show yet, and I'm pumped for it. I cannot wait. Toy Story was based on original toys while Lego was capitalizing on other properties, so can't compare the two. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. And I was excited for the Lego movie before it was cool. By the way, I was 10 when the Lego movie came out. How old was I? What year did the Lego movie come out? Was that 2010? No, it couldn't have been 2010. 2015? Here, I don't know. The Lego movie, 2014, that's when it was. That was such a good year for movies, too. 2014 is competing for my favorite year of movies. And I think a movie based on Lego was genuine. Genius. I don't know why I read that as genuine. Yeah, I mean, then again, it's not like you're forming anything original just because it is already a property that was established, and they're famous because they're able to incorporate other properties. So there was a lot of stuff that they were able to go off of, whereas Toy Story is just the creation of someone's brainchild pretty much. But yeah, I mean, it's a great idea to capitalize it. Even if the movies weren't great, that's just a good way to get money. People know, I feel like Warner Brothers probably knew that they were going to get a good amount of money just simply out of curiosity. The bricks, Jaren, where are they? Right here. Right here. I actually have good to see you, Cody. Brock Upside. Guys, everyone go subscribe to him. I actually have like an Elgato cam link now, so I could hook up my camera, but there's like one cord missing, so I can't use that until I get that part, and then you see like the normal wide view. But the bricks are still there. They're not going anywhere. The Lego movie felt like a Pixar movie. Wow. I would never look at it like that, but I respect your opinion for sure. Zane Winder, do you hear that Drake Bell got an issue with the child? Yeah. I don't want to talk about that too much, but that was kind of disappointing. Trevor from Film Geeks, what's up, big boy? What's up, my friend? Thank you for joining so much. Hope you're doing well. Also, I don't know if I've said this, by the way. Love your new logo. Love the new channel banner and the intro. All super poppin', super fire. Love it. Your content keeps getting better and better and better, and I hope you're doing well. We haven't talked in a while, but I hope you're doing good, my friend. Phew, you had me spooked there for a second. Yep, the bricks aren't going anywhere. They're better than ever. That's funny. You're the only one, I think, since I got them that has pointed it out like so much. It does add a nice touch, though. Appreciate you, brother. Let's link up soon. Hey, of course. Anytime you want to, just hit me up for sure. Thanks again for dropping by. I really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, let me know what are movies you're anticipating for the summer? What are movies you're anticipating for the rest of the year? Are you guys going to be watching Loki this coming up week? This is a big week coming up for content, I feel like, especially for Marvel. I'm just happy to finally be able to get back into superheroes and dive into that world again. I know we've only taken like a couple weeks break, and we still have Superman and Lois. But Marvel, like having Marvel content is great. And it's crazy to think that there is still so much Marvel content to come this year. And in 2022, we're going to have an overabundance. So anyone who's a fan of the franchise is not going to have any shortage of enjoyable content. Yeah, man, it hurts as someone that grew up on Drake and Josh. I guess the guy's canceled now. Is that how it is? Like, I don't even know the exact details of what he did, but it wasn't great. It reminded me of like a dude driving in a white van being like, hey kids, we have candy and puppies. Like, I'm not sure if that's the exact details, but it seemed like he was luring kids in with like enticing stuff, which is weird. How do you get to that point? I know the guy seems like he sort of lost himself for a while, or been very unsure of his next career step, because for a while there he was making like Latino music and stuff like that, which that's fine, but like it was so outside of his normal career path. Not sure exactly what the dude is trying to do. I'm looking forward to Space Jam 2. Still looking for that tie-in cereal so I can wake up slamming and jamming. You talking about the cereal box where LeBron James is literally CGI'd on the box, even though he's a real person? I might actually buy that box just as a collector's item, but it'd be so cool if in Space Jam, the Toon Squad loses. It kind of gets boring when the good team wins all the time, you know? I'm also not a fan of LeBron James, so maybe I'm biased, but I guess I'm looking forward to that movie as well. I hope it's good. Who knows? We'll have to see. It comes out in July. Not too far away. If they make a Minecraft movie next year, like it was planned, they should use the Lego movie and Ready Player One concept. I definitely think that's a great blueprint and format to use. I think there's plenty of realms to explore there, and there's nothing wrong with using what has already worked. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So capitalize on what's worked. That's a great strategy. Yeah. Josephine DeMarco, thank you for joining. If Dude and Eternals are both... If Dude... I read that as Dude. If Dune and Eternals are both nominated for Best Picture, I want a full-on tug of war. That would be great. Also, it seems highly unlikely, but I mean, I feel like we've turned a new leaf if we get a sci-fi fantasy movie of the sorts and a superhero movie both nominated for Best Picture. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I mean, I know Black Panther was nominated quite a few years ago, but it also felt like, I'm not exactly sure why that was nominated, considering there's better movies that year. But if they both show out and they're that good, that will be so cool. I'll definitely be pulling for them. Are you excited for Luca? I'm not so much. It looks good though. I don't know if I'm excited for it, but I can never go wrong with the new Pixar movie. I hate that it's going directly to streaming, because regardless, Pixar movies are so fun to watch in the theater on the big screen, but I hope it does well. I really hope it does well. It seems very wholesome, heartfelt, good for the whole family, genuine, just like most of Pixar stuff. It doesn't seem like it's trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's just giving us a good summer fun movie, and you can't go wrong with that. My man, Fanatic Films, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I know you just got the new mic. That was cool. You got the Audio Technica. Your audio is about to sound so crisp. That is really cool. Thank you for joining the stream. Choose. Oh my gosh, I am stumbling over my words today. I am hot. I am thirsty, and because of that, I am just all over the place. Which board game would make a better movie, Candyland or Chutes and Ladders? Huh. I'd say Candyland, just because of the spectacle. There's a lot of interesting characters, creatures, worlds, vehicles. It just seems like something that would translate very well to like an animated movie. Even if you look at like Wreck-It Ralph, um, they sort of incorporated that world just a little bit, I feel like. So I think it'd be a pretty easy adaptation to do. Well, from what I've heard, Drake Bell has a massive following in Mexico, and that's why he makes Spanish music. Okay, so that makes sense. I guess capitalize on that fame, that big fan base. I don't know. Um, Karen Williams, my mom, everybody. Why are you looking so much younger today? I don't know. I feel like I look the same. I don't know though. It's terrible. The Pixar workers were being screwed over financially. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. I'm not really sure all the specifics and the details, but it does really suck. Like, obviously, the pandemic sort of put a halt to some certain things being put out in the theaters, but like Soul going to directly to Disney Plus, that's heart wrenching. Luca, something that seems very big and vibrant and just it seems like a big adventure movie. It's not going to feel the same on a television screen. I feel like more people would go out to see it in the theater than pay the $30 price, even though if you look at it, if your family's going to watch it, the $30 price is actually pretty beneficial and a great deal, but I don't know. My theory why people are looking younger and younger nowadays, according to quantum physics, time is accelerating. Therefore, people are not aging as quickly. Our aging system has become obsolete. Wow. Um, that was a very smart, educated answer. Good on you. Shoots and Ladders would make a good Blumhouse horror movie. I was thinking that. I was thinking, like, in the back of my mind, make that a horror movie. Because to me, it reminds me of sort of like in the realm of maybe like Escape Room or something, which I know they're different, but I think it has some sort of potential there for sure. Also, reverse aging is a scientific thing being studied with healthy eating and self-care habits. Yeah, for sure. You can definitely look younger for longer if you take care of yourself. Luca, you mean the basketball player? LOL. Of course you would think that, John Stockton. No, I'm talking about the Pixar movie. But speaking of Luka Doncic, he's killing it. I hope they pull out Game 7 today. They play in about 30 minutes now. I hope the Mavericks beat the Clippers because they've really taken over the series. What's your favorite James Bond song from each actor? Ooh, okay. Um, so just starting off, Daniel Craig. I know the movie's not out yet, but No Time to Die, Billie Eilish. Gotta go with her. Gotta go with that song. Um, let's see. Live and Let Die. Um, Live and Let Die. That's a good song. Trying to think. I'm not as well versed on like the Sean Connery songs. Like they're the ones I think about the least, honestly. Sean Connery Bond songs. I don't know. It's hard. The only ones I really like, or the only ones I know like super well or even care about, are like Live and Let Die. I like the ones from Daniel Craig. The other ones are just sort of a toss up. Like I don't have a favorite. Nothing stands out to me. They're just all okay. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see who my Jazz face in round two. Oh, congrats on them winning the series, by the way. And I hope they face the Mavericks. That would be a great showdown. Sadly, I do think that the Eastern Conference is just a little bit more entertaining this year. I was hoping my Warriors would be in the tourney, but they're not. So, yeah, but I hope the Jazz do well. If James Bond were to go undercover in a case at a school posing as a teacher, what subject or grade age group do you see him teaching? So you asked me that question immediately. I think like Indiana Jones. So I see him as like a college professor teaching archaeology, but maybe not archaeology, because that's not necessarily in his diagram. So I guess either a college professor or a high school teacher, and I'll say teaching English. Yeah, let's go with that. English. Favorite Hans Zimmer scores. Love his score for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Love his score for Man of Steel. Those are probably my top two. Sasha Raquel, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. How's your Sunday going? Hope it's doing good. What are you more excited for this week, Loki or In the Heights? Okay, I gotta be honest. In the Heights. But it's close. Lin-Manuel Miranda, anything he does, I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch and support it. Hamilton is my favorite musical of all time. Anything he writes, it's just so good and different than anything else we've gotten. It does a great job at mixing all the different genres of music together, and Anthony Ramos is killing it right now. It's at a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't always pay attention to critics' scores, but I mean, that's high praise. I cannot wait for In the Heights. But Loki, I already know, like I said, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be top tier MCU television, the best of the bunch thus far. So they're both competing, but I think number one has got to go with In the Heights. I have a feeling it's going to be either Jazz or Suns versus Nets in the finals. I'm hoping for Suns Nets. I think that would be the best outcome. Not only for like tune in and numbers, statistics for the NBA and the playoffs and all that stuff, but I also think it just has the most value to it from fans' perspectives. I think those are the two teams people care about the most. It'd be interesting, though, which I don't think this will ever happen, if the Hawks somehow sneak out of the East, if they make it past the Nets. I'm already calling it here. I think they're going to destroy Philly. I think they're going to go play the Nets. And if they were able to beat the Nets and versus Suns in the finals, that would be crazy. But it'd be very, very fun to watch. Hans Zimmer is supposedly extremely proud of his score for Dune. He even turned down scoring Tenet for it. Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, that's great to hear. It just seems like the type of spectacle movie that he would thrive in and that he would do absolutely outstanding with. So I don't deny that it's going to be good. Obviously, he's going to talk like highly about all of his work and say he's proud of it, because why would he not be proud of something he created? But I mean, Dune is looking up to be like it's going to be something special. So yeah, Tenet though, I'm happy he turned down Tenet, because the score from Ludwig Göransson is great, and I think Ludwig really helped himself stand out there and make a name for himself. So yeah. My favorite score of Hans Zimmer is probably The Thin Red Line. The Melanesian choir music is beautiful. I don't think I've heard of that, but that's throwing it back quite a long time ago. That's a great choice for sure. Oh, yes, these are sports things. Sports is cool. Yes, sports is very cool. Did you know Cruella had a 97 fan score on Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, I mean, people are eating it up. They seem to love it a ton. It's already getting a sequel. I'm just not in that bunch. But I'm super happy that people are enjoying it way more than I did. I mean, I even watched it with my mom, and she told me afterwards how much she really enjoyed it. She was surprised at how much she liked it. And I'm just one of the 3 people on planet Earth that don't like it. So I'm happy for everyone who does. The test screening reactions for Dune were extremely positive. That's cool to hear. I definitely think its chances at winning or being nominated for Best Picture are actually pretty high. Hopefully. It's just, it's like no matter what critics think and what audiences think, you can never tell what the Academy is going to choose to do. So that's the thing that makes me really curious. But, I mean, if it's an overwhelming amount of positivity, I don't deny it's going to get some critical praise. Chat, Ewan, thank you for joining. Hey, Jaren, how are things? Have you seen The Rock 1996? It's one of, if not my favorite action movies, and turns 25 tomorrow. I have seen it. It's been a long time. I need to go back and rewatch it again. It's really good. It's gritty. It's raw. I like the style of it. They just don't make action films like that anymore. But now I'm glad that you asked me that, because now I got to go back and rewatch that one again. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow on its 25th anniversary. That's a good time to revisit it. I was shocked. I never see that high of fan rating before. Yeah, it's very unlikely. I mean, there's definitely a lot of cases to where fans like movies way more than critics, but like close to 100%, that's insane. Like, 86, 87, 89%, maybe 93 or something. Like that's a normal thing, I feel like, when it's an overwhelmingly loved film from audiences, but 97, wow. Like shocking. But I'm glad people are liking it that much. What's with the CGI water at the end of Cruella? Couldn't Emma Stone just simply land in real water? LOL. I don't know. That's not what threw me off. I was more thrown off by the entirely CGI'd Emma Stone. Like her when she's in that parachute going into the water, the parachute, Emma Stone, the water, all of it was CGI. It was very obvious, and I think it was also just the way she sort of landed and glided into the water. It felt very unnatural, noticeable. I was watching Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone 2 days ago, and the scenes where they're playing Quidditch, I was like, there's so many moments there where it's such dated 2001 CGI, and you can just tell when they're flying through the sky, and it looks like they're full like cartoon models of themselves. The Cruella CGI there in that scene was about the equivalent to that, but 20 years later with way more money to work with. So yeah, it was very odd. My favorite scores from Hans Zimmer are Dark Phoenix, The Dark Knight, Man of Steel, and BVS. Oh yeah, BVS is another great one. Thankfully, it was brought back for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, are you talking about the? I think there was a couple tracks that were similar, but um, Junkie XL did the score for Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, but the bathroom troll though, oh my gosh, yeah, that was another example of really bad CGI. Um, it was a fun scene though. Like you can't help but just like smile when it happens because they worked with what they got and it was still charming. Like even with all the bad CGI, it still didn't take me out of the movie at all. I was just invested. I was having a good time. That bathroom troll sequence was like not necessary. We didn't need it, but I guess it sort of led up to the reveal of Professor Quirrell being the mastermind behind it all and just causing trouble in Hogwarts. But yeah, that CGI was not the greatest, but it got better quick. Like the second movie was already Chamber of Secrets was already a big upgrade in quality. Prisoner of Azkaban, oh my gosh, that movie's beautiful. So they really learned and they paid way more attention to detail. And so it just didn't even matter that that one movie had a couple flaws in the CGI. Have you heard of Mondo? They're a company that makes alternate poster designs by graphic artists. They're extremely well done, especially the one for Alien. First off, 123 Rock fan, thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well today. I have heard of Mondo. There are so many posters. There's this one for Rear Window I really want, one for Vertigo. They have a really cool Dark Knight one. Also, yeah, the Alien one is very, very, very cool. Mondo is just the best in the game. Their detail is immaculate. They're so hard to buy though because they're either like super expensive or they sell out really, really quick. But if I could deck out my room in Mondo posters, I would be a happy guy. They're so cool. That troll scared me as a kid. I can see that. I didn't have the luxury of getting to watch them growing up or as a younger kid, but I can see that for sure. To me, it was just like a moment to smile, laugh a little bit because it's so innocent. But yeah, it was pretty big, especially compared to the kids. And when you're putting yourself in the shoes of the kids, like that can definitely be intimidating. Um, I wish for anything that I was able to like watch those when I was younger, but it's still fun. I feel like the performances in Cruella are top notch and it's unique, but I wouldn't rate it that high. Yeah, I mean, even me, someone who wasn't a fan of the movie, the Emmas did great. It's directed very well. Craig Gillespie does a great job just making these biopics, both that and I Tanya. Very snappy, quick editing. The cinematography is pretty good. It adds to the grunge aesthetic, but yeah, it's just I didn't like the arc they gave the character. If they would have announced prior that this is a different incarnation, that's one thing, but I'm not just gonna accept that it is without them telling me. The bathroom troll CGI was extremely good for 2001. Yeah, I'm sure, especially like watching that in the theater at the time, people would have been like, "Whoa, that looks so realistic." Obviously, it doesn't now do that now, but that's no harm to the or foul to the movie back then. That they worked with what they had. That's all they had. And like I said, it didn't take away from my enjoyment whatsoever. Do you own any U2's figures? I don't, but I want to. Those things are cool. Like if you guys want any figures based off like memes and characters and celebrities that Funko doesn't provide or other figure companies don't provide, U2's probably has it. Like their packaged really nice. They're very well detailed. They're a little bit on the higher end in price, but like this one channel I watch, Top Pops, who's predominantly Funko Pops, he's been getting a lot of them recently. He even has his own like exclusive. They're very cool. Like I want some. What are your top 5 movie trailers? Mine would be BVS, the original Suicide Squad, the Snyder Cut, Star Wars Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Glass. So you named 2 of mine there. BVS and Suicide Squad are definitely my top ones. The new Batman trailer is already a contender. I like the Dark Knight trailer as well. So that's for one more. What's one more trailer that I could add there? Probably, I think Avengers Infinity War and Endgame are both tied for being up there on the list. I think they're great in the way that they show you just enough to get you excited while not taking away, like not showing a ton of the big details or the big parts of the movie, still get you excited to go experience it for yourself. But I think they're very well crafted, except for those moments where they put in those scenes that get you so excited to watch them, and then they're not in the movie. But that's just a little triggery thing they do. And I kind of like it because they add other scenes in there in the movie itself that you don't see in the trailers. That's like, whoa, that's better than anything I saw in the trailers. Very well done. So those are a couple. Did you hear they're making a video game based on Hitchcock's Vertigo? I did not, but I will buy it day one. That sounds very intriguing. Like the story mode of that game would be insane. It depends on what studio is making the game, because I feel like that has a lot riding on it as well in terms of how good it could actually be. But that's pretty cool. I never thought of Hitchcock getting a video game. Top Pops, yes, the guy's he's cool. Like he's just a geek and a nerd, and he's lighthearted. Like he's just like me, like you, like so many people who watches him. I think that's why he's got such a big audience, is that people just see him as a version of themselves. He's great at what he does, for sure. You know how schools have baby projects? Imagine if they used a Funko Pop project for that. LOL. That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny. Like we're not gonna pay all the money to buy these expensive baby dolls that are realistic and lifelike. We're just gonna give you Funko Pop babies. You got to take care of those. As long as the head doesn't pop off, you're good. Favorite Jack Black movie? Tropic Thunder is my favorite comedy of all time, so I'd probably have to go with that. If I'm not picking that movie, I'd probably say School of Rock. I think if Pixar makes sequels, they should release them straight on Disney Plus, and if they make an original movie, it would be released in theaters. I get that that thought process for sure. I definitely think anything original should get the theater treatment, and I get what you're saying when it comes to sequels, because that sort of reminds me of like straight to DVD Disney sequels, like the Aladdin movies, the Cinderella movies, the 101 Dalmatian movies. There was a lot of straight to DVD films in the late 90s, early 2000s. But at the same time, like if it's a sequel of a movie I really like, I'd want to see that in the theater too. I just want everything to go to the theater, realistically. Do you think Pixar should make a movie about aliens? You know what? I think they could actually do a pretty like original approach to that and make it enjoyable. That's a good idea. Make a Pixar aliens movie. Don't make it like a horror movie. You don't have to make it anything super like intense, but there are plenty of avenues they could explore that have been untouched, and put their Pixar flair on it, and I would be there. Seriously, if Pixar wants to make anything, I'm going to be there. They've just never proved me wrong, except for Cars 2. But other than that, yeah, sign me up. Another would be Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 had a great trailer. That's a good one. Godzilla vs. Kong, and John Wick 3. All good. I want Pixar to make a movie about the zodiac star signs. It will be like Inside Out, but with star signs. Call it Zodiac Zone. Pixar, sign this lady. Sign her right now. Give her a deal. She'll be a creative director. That needs to be one of their next movies. I think that'd be very interesting. Now, I don't know. The only thing about that is Pixar is known for, I think a lot of their success comes from some of their more broad explorations of topics that we would never think of. Zodiac signs, I feel like that's very much like separating a very specific amount of people that care about that stuff. There's a lot of people that don't care about that stuff, so they would sort of be like not catering to a wide audience. But then again, who knows? I mean, it's Pixar. They can make it work. They can make it work for sure. Every day I wake up hoping to get some more flippin' news on Lightyear. I need that movie injected into my veins. Absolutely. That is, I didn't know I needed that movie, but I absolutely do, and I cannot wait for even a first trailer. I mean, anything. That will be amazing. Just a Pixar space movie based on the guy who the toy is based on. That's brilliant. And Chris Evans, that's so good. So good. I cannot wait. Rogue One, a Star Wars story trailer, I forgot to mention because it was a pretty dark one. I actually watched that trailer and I thought it was okay, but like I wasn't blown away. That's surprising too because it's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Do you like Seinfeld? It's a show I absolutely love, but can see why some people hate it. I don't hate it, but it's not like my favorite. I will say I enjoy like the opening comedic bits, but like I need to go back and rewatch it because I think I watched it at a time to where I wasn't mentally prepared for that type of humor. I think if I tried it again now, then maybe I'd have a better grasp on its comedic tone and what it was trying to say. It's not bad by any means. It just didn't grab my attention the way I hoped. There is a book that I started reading, though, from Jerry Seinfeld. I forgot the name of it. But it kind of like goes through all of his comedy routines. He's a genius. He's got some of the best routines and bits out there. He's underappreciated. But yeah, I definitely need to go watch it again. It's made by Pendulo Studios. Never heard of them personally, so it's probably going to be a more independent game. It's a narrative adventure game. I'm not surprised that it's a narrative adventure game that bodes very well for the story. Pendulo Studios. Never heard of them either, so that makes me both curious and kind of worried, just because I don't know anything about them, so I don't know if the game is in good hands or not. But yeah, I'm still very, very curious. I would say School of Rock and Nacho Libre. Nacho Libre is good too. Shallow Hal or School of Rock. I can't stand Shallow Hal. Maybe this is a hot take, but I watched it not too long ago with my brother. Gwyneth Paltrow's okay, but the movie itself is so weird. It makes me either want to fall asleep or cringe so hard every time I watch it. So I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of the movie, but nothing against you. I'm surprised Pixar has never been hired to make a Star Wars film. So, have you seen those mock-ups on social media to where it's like if Spiderman was a Pixar movie or if Star Wars was a Pixar movie, the detail and all the things that they could explore with that would be so interesting, and putting in a mold that both kids could really enjoy, but also adults could still get some enjoyment out of it as well, especially with Star Wars being a part of Disney. That's something that can maybe happen, but in the very far future, but I hope it does happen. I think if Pixar makes a movie about aliens, it should be about an alien girl or a boy finding a human girl or boy, and they fall in love, but the alien has to disguise himself as a human, kinda like E.T. That's sort of like Luca, a little bit, like the same sort of blueprint to where he's a fish outside of land or on the land, and when he's dry, he's a normal human. He's got to disguise himself, but anytime he gets wet, he turns into a fish, and he's got to keep himself in hiding and keep his identity a secret. So it's sort of similar, but I do think that would work. I mean, especially if Luca works, I would capitalize on that. Go ahead, do that. That sounds like fun to me. My most anticipated movie of all time is without a doubt a Lightyear. I think that will be the next Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. No doubt it's probably going to be amazing. I can't wait for it. I hope it's everything I want it to be and more. Like I said, it's something I never anticipated or never expected to be made, but now that it is, like, it's perfect. Also, why do we not have a Woody's Roundup movie or Disney Plus show? I feel like did they not announce something like that at some point? I definitely feel like they should make that. Like Mater got Cars Tunes or whatever that was. Mater Tunes. Didn't Tell Mater have a spinoff like on Disney Channel? He got DVDs. It's on Disney Plus of all these like mini adventures. If Tell Mater can get that, Woody from Toy Story definitely needs that. I honestly forgot about Lightyear. That should be pretty epic. It's understandable that you forgot about it, just because like ever since they first announced it, it's been swept under the rug. There's been no new details about it. Sometimes that's a good and a bad thing. Like if they don't talk about it too much, a lot of times that means that they're keeping things so under the radar because they know they've got something special at hand, or it could just be that the production has not gone that far. Orange County is a really underrated Jack Black movie. I guess so, because I haven't even seen that. My favorite Pixar movie is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and my favorite Sony animation movie is Soul. I see what you did there. You switched it up, did a little switcheroo there. I was confused at first, like, that's not Pixar, but I see what you're doing. I switched the movies. Really? I really hope Lightyear has Zurg in it. That'd be great. But then again, I don't know if like what angle they're taking, because it's so now Buzz Lightyear is based on a real life astronaut. Well, is this real life astronaut gonna go on this sci-fi adventure where he's gonna fight these aliens, or is it gonna be a more realistic, grounded movie? Like the poster itself and the first glimpse we got straight up reminded me of the poster for First Man from Damien Chazelle. So I don't know if it's going to be like a more grounded, serious movie, or if it's going to be sci-fi adventure. I hope it's sci-fi adventure. And if we got the origins of Zurg, like that makes sense. So yeah, I guess I hope that happens. Woody's Roundup to me sounds like a good short film, not a TV series. I think it could play as both. Like Woody's Roundup isn't necessarily going to be concluded in one story. Like that is intentionally made as something that could go on for multiple and new adventures and new serial sort of mini adventure stories, all that stuff. So I think it bodes well for either. I would be happy with either. Larry the Cable Guy is so funny, just saying. So unfunny, just saying. He caters to a very, very niche audience of people, like hillbilly rednecks, which that sounds very contradictory because they're two different things. Hillbillies and rednecks, two different things. But just that very southern, out in the woods type of humor doesn't always work for me. I loved him and loved Tomater as a kid, but now, yeah, it's not for me either. Imagine if Sony bought Columbia University so that their logo would be the Columbia Pictures logo. That would be legit. That would be so epic. I would all of a sudden go from not caring at all about Columbia University to wanting to attend there just so I could get a shirt. Who would win in a death match? You or 10,000 grizzly bears? I wish I could say me. I really do. But I could not. That would be a lie. And I shall not tell a lie. I would lose. I think Lightyear is meant to be the blockbuster movie that the toy is based on, so it should go the fantasy route. I hope so. That makes sense for sure. I'm imagining Woody's Roundup being like Leonardo DiCaprio's Western movies in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, exactly. It's these like one-off little adventure things. Obviously, the Western movies are like full feature length, but we don't have to see all that. We can just see like the little meat and potatoes, like get straight to the point. Maybe get us like a 10-minute episode, 7 minutes, something like that. Something that releases maybe once a week. There's a lot of potential. Like, I want to start a petition now for Woody's Roundup. That should be a thing. Do you think Buzz Lightyear is like a comic relief? Yeah, to some extent. I definitely think he's a character you genuinely care about. And he's a main character. Like, he's the second lead behind Woody. But yeah, there's plenty of moments that make him laugh. Like, just his big ego in the first one. When he learns that he can't fly and he turns into Mrs. Nesbit with the one arm. Toy Story 4, he's kind of sidelined. He's not a main character whatsoever. He cracks a couple jokes. He's there as like a supporting role. But anytime he's on the screen, you're happy. So I guess to some extent, he's just a relief in general. Like, he's just a fun presence. He's definitely funny too. Who do you think has the best evil laugh? Ooh, good question. Um, I think Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker. It's funny how Larry the Cable Guy doesn't have an actual Southern accent. Does he not? Does Larry the Cable Guy... Is this like the Mandela effect? Like, I feel like I've heard him my entire life with a Southern accent, but he really doesn't have one. He just plays a Southern dude in everything he's in. Are you sure about that? That's crazy if true. Columbia University would have money for ads and get their students into film for real. That's true. That's a great... I don't know how you come up with this stuff, but that's funny. That's great. I wish Pixar would make a spinoff called Eve. That could maybe work. I don't know if Eve has enough pull. Like, Wall-E is fine. I guess Eve is... When I watch Wall-E, which I'm not a big fan of Wall-E, but I think Eve was my favorite character. So they could potentially make an Eve movie. I don't know how well it would do now. I think it's probably past the window to make something like that. Even as a kid, I never really cared for Cars or any of the characters in it. I wish I didn't. Okay, so Cars was the first movie I ever saw in the theaters. I had a Cars tent, Cars underwear, Cars pants, Cars shirt. I had this nightlight, which was like a stoplight, but it had cars on it. A Cars lamp. I had a Cars TV. All of this stuff, all the toys. I was obsessed, absolutely obsessed. But now I look at those movies, and I'm like, what was I thinking? I could never get into those now. I'm wondering how Lightyear would appeal to kids. I think obviously there's the approach of they know and love them from Toy Story, so there's the one pulling factor. But also if they go the fantasy route and they introduce some of the characters like Zurg and all that stuff, I think there's plenty of big possibilities for kids to enjoy it. Unpopular opinion. Cars is secretly my favorite Pixar movie, and they sort of become hit or miss after that. Yeah. So maybe, I feel like once Cars 2 came out, I just, even as a kid, I was not as interested in it. I watched it, and it was always on cable, on Disney Channel and stuff, and I just always turned it off. I was never invested. One time I just forced myself to sit through it, and I was like, this is so unfunny, uninspired. It's just a James Bond cartoon car ripoff thing. I don't know what this is, and I'm not a fan. He puts on a fake accent in his stand-up. Well, he's got a really good Southern accent, which I guess is not hard to do. Especially being from Georgia, all the Southern accents, especially, I used to live in a northern part called Ellijay. Everyone had a Southern accent like him. It seemed very realistic. That's crazy. I didn't think that he was just normal sounding in real life. I would be so distraught if I heard that guy just speak regular. Is that so weird? I would just not believe it's true. Like, even if I was face to face with him and he talks like, hey man, what's up? Instead of, hey man, what's up? How's it going? I would not believe it. I say Darth Sidious laugh. That's a good one too. Do it. Do it. How about Pixar making a story? I like how this entire live stream is turned into a writer's room for Pixar. It's great. I'm fine. Let's keep it going. How about Pixar making a historical epic in the vein of Ten Commandments or the greatest story ever told? That would be interesting. I feel like they're a company that's not trying to go into like any sort of religion or biblical storytelling. Like, they incorporate those themes for sure, especially within like Soul, but that'd be interesting. I guess you said in the vein of, so yeah, I mean that's a possibility. Ben-Hur, I think, is more likely. Or maybe Pixar should make a movie based on the captain from Wall-E. Now that I wouldn't watch, to be honest. Like, I'm not that interested in that, just because, I don't know. It's just not something he's not a character that I was drawn to too much. I had a Cars lunchbox. That's cool. I think I did too, honestly. But I love Owen Wilson. Wow. 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 I swear, if I don't watch Loki, and at some point he goes up to Loki and says, "Wow," I'm gonna be so disappointed. That is his signature line. He has to say "wow" and everything. He has to say it. If he doesn't, that's a huge missed opportunity. Guys, I'm gonna go for about 5 more minutes here, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you to everyone who has stayed around this entire time. If you have any more questions to ask me, or anything you want to continue the conversation on for about 5 more minutes, I'd be happy, more than happy, to answer those. Do you think DreamWorks should make a Donkey spinoff? Maybe as a TV series, not as a full-length movie, but I think there's a potential there for a TV series. Because Donkey's sort of just somebody who wandered in Shrek, like he just showed up. We don't know his origin. If they thought of something interesting enough, possibly. I would not be interested, however, if they didn't bring back Eddie Murphy. I think he has to be in it. He has to play the character for it to be intriguing and to have this same that effect. Joaquin Phoenix Joker laugh is pretty creepy to me. Yeah, I would say it's like, the thing is, I was thinking that when I answered the question about best villain laugh, but to me, like, in that movie, he's not really a villain of Batman or opposing to anyone. He's just sort of like danger to society towards the end, but his laugh stemmed from a mental illness, so I didn't feel right classifying it as like a villain laugh. Friday night, I watched Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. It was hysterical. I need to watch more of his stuff. From what I've seen, like Spaceballs and all that, he's very, very clever and very funny. Which children's book would you like to see adapted into a movie? Good question. Let's see. Like, all the children's books I grew up with have already been adapted. Like Winnie the Pooh, Paddington, all that stuff. Let me look up some good children's books. See what maybe has the potential for a good movie. Like, yeah, see, like Where the Wild Things Are, that's already been adapted. Charlotte's Web's already been adapted. The Dr. Seuss stuff. I think Love You Forever, which is a movie that I was read to by my parents a lot, that has a potential to be a good Pixar movie. I know they don't really adapt books and stuff like that. That's one that, I don't know if you guys have heard that, but that has potential. Yeah, so many of these have already been adapted. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really not sure, to be honest. Maybe something like The Rainbow Fish, which is a very out there one. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched that before, but that has potential, I guess. Why do I have the strangest suspicion Warner Brothers will slip a big Chungus reference into Slam Jam 2? Um, you mean Space Jam 2? Maybe. Cause it's Warner Brothers. They have so many different franchises. They could do that. Um, Big Chungus, fitting. Is it fitting? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Imagine if Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus became an action movie like The Raids. The Raids, I haven't seen The Raids. I need to watch those. They're on my 100 movies I've missed list. But Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. That is a kid's book, right? Action movie, though? That would be interesting. Another Pixar idea. A movie parodying Sausage Party. Not going to happen, but that would be funny. Are you excited for Minions: The Rise of Gru? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I wish I could be. I like the first Despicable Me, but um, a movie centering the Minions? Nope. They've overstayed their welcome in my book. I'm done with them. Have you ever read Little Critter by Mercer Myers or Mercer Meyer? I have not. My brother and I love the Little Critter books. That's interesting. I might have to look it up to see if I could have, if it slipped my mind. Obviously, I was a little kid. I probably don't remember a lot from my childhood like that, but I mean, maybe. In the morning, I'm making waffles. I love The Rainbow Fish. Yeah, it's a good book. It's one that I don't hear people talking about often, but I read it as a kid. It was read to me. It's definitely one I remember. I think that would be a good, like, fantasy, magical sort of movie that could be adapted into a good cartoon. Thoughts on Arthur and the Minimoys? I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you. And I'm going to take this last one from 123 Rock Fan. Pendragon was an amazing fantasy series I could see turned into a series, but it would be ridiculously expensive. Well, it's Hollywood, so I'm sure they could find the movie somehow, or the money to make it somehow. Pendragon, I think I did read some of those. Anything that's fantasy and like that type of environment, I think is very easily adaptable into a movie, as long as they have the right studio behind it, the right budget, and the right just the right approach. It could work for sure. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys, for this stream. Thank you guys for everyone who sticked around and continue to ask questions, contribute to the conversation. I keep saying this every single time, but I love having these live streams where I get to talk to you guys and just answer your questions. This was a fun one. We delve into children's books and Pixar and all that stuff, so it was fun. You never know what direction these live streams are gonna take a turn for, but I had fun nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure to leave a like on the video. It helps, or the stream, it helps that algorithm that's out there that I don't know how to control, but it does help apparently. But stay tuned for a packed week of content coming next week and much more on the horizon. Thank you guys. You are the best. And until next time,